No debería haber parado la grabación, pero bueno. Vamos a seguir con la legendaria. Por cierto, vi que me seguiste, creo que en YouTube. No sé si sigues por aquí. Pero no sé qué canal, porque he hecho un lío ahí con los canales. Tengo como 3 canales. Debería estar por aquí, ¿no? Llegaste al destino, vale. ¿Con quién hablo? ¿Está el Alhaitan por aquí? Hola de nuevo. Vale. Vi ahí una notificación. Bueno, da igual. Gracias por la sub y eso. Qué animado está. Muro Samiel. Es raro, ¿no? Porque Samiel es nombre de ángel. Míralo. A la Shen. Toma. ¿De dónde ha salido? Es verdad, al final no te he stalkeado la cuenta. Un NPC que corre, gracias. A ver, en Genshin no me molesta tanto que hablen, sobre todo si son legendarias. Si son secundarias, no camines lento, please. He dicho hablar, creo. Caminar, me refería a caminar. Que se pone ahí a dar su paseo de media hora. Por suerte no lo hacen mucho en Genshin.
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago.
Ah, mira. Gracias. Supongo que este pavo saldrá en la siguiente versión junto al Arconte o algo así. Tendría sentido, ¿no? El Arconte, este, o igual mejor, este y la otra, la Jinyan mejor. La Jinyan guay. Y si me toca esa Jinyan... Bueno, si es 5 estrellas... Bueno, si es 5 estrellas no me va a tocar, porque no voy a tirar por ella. Si es 4 estrellas, igual la consigo y le pongo el espadón. Ya veremos. Deberías quitarte eso, ¿no?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the academia. However, had I wished to turn you over
este es tremendo chat, ¿eh? Porque el hito lo pintan como un cachas y luego los brazos los tiene normales, digamos. Bueno, en la cinemática sí que se notan. Creo. Que está mamadísimo. Pero este, el modelo 3D lo cambiaron. Tiene unos brazos como una pierna mía. Habibi. ¿A quién? A este lo llaman Habibi. Su Habibi. Ah, Habibi era amor, ¿no? O algo así. Su querido o algo así. Me suena... Es que no sé bien las palabras... Pero me suena haber escuchado a Habibi algo así. Es que hay una canción que dice como cariño en varios idiomas o algo así. Y una es Habibi, me suena. Puede estar totalmente equivocado. Igual significa gato. Pero bueno. O persona. Míralo. Mira esos deltoides.
Unfortunately, everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos.
Al final, es verdad, el tema de las cápsulas como que no...
Why you're so interesting. The leader of Ainul Ahmar used the divine knowledge capsule right in front of you. And upon seeing him, you're to have that kind of reaction. I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
¿Qué vio el prota cuando se abrió la cápsula esa? ¿Es entonces cuando sale el mensaje del Scaramouche? El de te estoy esperando. ¿O llegó a otro sitio? Es que no me acuerdo. Fue hace mucho. Ah, el mundo olvídame. Pero eso lo dijo el NPC. Es verdad, se me olvidó stalkear.
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the academia after all.
El cristal este lo tiene incrustado en el pecho. Las preguntas de... ¿Qué hay que hacer? Lo tiene incrustado porque si no, ¿cómo se mantiene?
But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the divine. No matter. Rather than simply
Mira, no se quiere spoilear. Es de los míos.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have
Cuantos más mejor. A ver. Voy a mirarlo un momento. ¿Esto era un team? En plan, ¿esta compo? ¿O me lo estoy inventando? Bueno, supongo que irás con Ayaka full. Tampoco sé mucho de builds. Joder, la katana. Todo guapo. Brillo. No está mal. Vale. Vale, me imaginaba que no, pero sé que hay teams con Ayaka. Buah, subiste talentos al 10. ¿Quieres que te enseñe? A ver, vale. El keyshot ese que pasó antes por el stream es bastante free to play, digamos. Bastante porque creo que se ha metido un pase de batalla o algo. No, el pase no, el otro, no sé cómo se llama. Se ha metido 1 o 2. Pero tenía Val C5 o algo así. Está loco. Ah, mira los talentos. Ah, mira, puedo mirarlo así. Todo al 10. ¿Qué tal este set, por cierto? Porque no sé si montárselo a Kokomi. Renta. ¿Y si renta, con qué va? ¿Maestría? Maestría y ataque. Se buildea. Es que no... conseguí a Kokomi, pero como no estuve farmeando artefactos, no sé qué ponerle. Creo que le puse el set de... Es verdad, le puse el set de Tartaglia o qué he hecho. Ah, y vida. Vale. Y hay Miko. Vale, voy a mirar así un poco por encima, tampoco. Y ahí Miko la tiene el pie. El Songli. ¿Es verdad el Songli? Ah, con este set. Para bufar en plan support. Ya es mejor que el mío. 54, 220. Joder. Ah, la llevas con... Tiene sentido. Yo le puse el hidro. Y el Ayat. Supongo que el... Vale, hidro. Yo al Ayat le puse el noble porque como él es un noble, le puse el set de un noble. Tengo curiosidad si mi Yelan se acerca un poco a la tuya o no. No, ni de broma. O sea, llevas el doble. Lo que no me he fijado es en las armas, porque yo las tengo... Casi todas son 4 estrellas. Buah, mira mi Kokomi. Tremendas talentos. Dura, ¿qué set le puse a Kokomi al final? Ah, uno improvisado. Le puse 2 de hidro y tal. La Tartaglia sí que lo tengo bien. Bueno, más o menos. Ah, sí, te quería enseñar esto. Está guapo los talentos, ¿eh? Igual debería empezar a usar estas cosas. ¿Qué tengo? 68, el más... Y coronas, 24. Ya las usaré en algún momento. Es que gasta mucho mora subir talentos. Entonces, como, no sé. Y se me hace muy aburrido porque consigo libros, los meto. Consigo libros, los meto. Y ya está. Pero sé que debería hacerlo. A los personajes importantes, yo que sé, Yelan. 787 está bien. 988 no está mal. Bueno, en realidad es todo 8. Porque el Tartaglia le sube un talento a todos. Y Kokomis, el tema es que me faltan los más básicos. Así que bueno, no renta farmear el dominio. Así que algún día conseguiré esos libros. Por favor. No quería esto. Podría haber salido perfectamente por la puerta y no lo he hecho. ¡Buah! Pensaba que era un Pikachu. Hostia, cómo ha saltado. Lo siento. Bueno, toca nueva región. No han metido ninguna mecánica de calentamiento ni nada, ¿no? Pero yo que te quemas como en Espina Dragón. Son literalmente Beyblades. Soy fan. Yo aquí con mis panas los Beyblades. Espérame. Vale, foto con mi Beyblade. Tanto guapos. Voy a dejarlos, me dan penita. Además la música de combate está buena. Seguidme, sois mis Pokémon. Una casi. Boom. Vale. Arriba. Abajo. Arriba. Abajo. Pensé que era Yelan. Hostia, lo que le he metido.
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
No, mira, esto mola. A ver, tampoco quiero meterme ahí. Si sois colegas y tal. Yo empecé con un amigo, pero al final casi todo el mundo lo ha estado dejando. El juego. De los últimos sobrevivientes. Supervivientes. Están guapos los escorpiones. Dan carne. Oh, una misión de arco. Ah, no es de arco, es de contrarreloj. Partículas dentro. Mm, entiendo que tengo que ir por aquí y ya está. Te ponen estas misiones para que llegues a la ciudad, ¿eh? ¿Cómo se nota, eh? Bonita foto, pero dame los cristalopios. Ahí. Y luego me hacen falta. El level design, ¿eh? Me he ido a por eso y he acabado aquí. Voy a activar esto. El mundo se abre para aquellos de noble corazón. Chirin. Buah. Vendo spoiler. En parte mola más ir sin mapa. Igual, a ver, ya que estoy los voy a desbloquear, pero... Cuando salió Espina Dragón, tardé mucho en llegar aquí, que solo tiene un TP. Y la zona me parecía enorme. En plan, parecía, yo qué sé, como todo ligue en mi cabeza. Y luego cuando abrí el mapa ya es como te das cuenta de que no es tan grande. ¿Puedo darle a...? No, no me quedo.
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Vale.
This landscape.
Ahora vendrá el chino y empezarán a luchar o algo así. Qué guapa. Me recuerda a la zona de Inazuma con los rayos. ¡Oh! Míralo. Guapa la lanza, eh. Dios. Joder, sí que la ha empujado, eh. Chévere.
Sino.
Sino.
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the academia. Would you
Le
care
llaman
to
el gran
enlighten
juez
me
por
as to
Anubis y
when
tal.
Hatham. Do not think you can escape my
judgment? So that
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me.
Me encanta que me llamen Traveler sin saber nada de mí. Porque todos me llaman Traveler. Mira a Paimon.
Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice.
seemed to me more like your own.
Who is that, Alhaitham?
A ver si os queréis besaros.
General Mahamatra?
Madre mía.
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the academia.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham. If I were you,
A
I'd
ver,
never choose to side with
¿qué
you.
querrás? ¿Que me mates?
I
En
wouldn't
plan,
believe a single word
no es que
that comes
confíe
out
en
of
él,
his
es que me
mouth.
querías partir la boca.
I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend
A
him
ver,
any
esto es un
longer.
poco feo, ¿no? Tampoco me fío tanto de él. Tampoco me voy a quedar de brazos cruzados. En plan, me voy a quedar así para que me pegues.
Paimon doesn't think he's as bad as you.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule
¿Cómo?
you're hiding on your
Se la
person.
sabe.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Chévere.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this and why, as General Mahamatra? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance.
Debe estar quemándole los pies, que flipas. Se va descalzo en la arena. Para ser del desierto no se la sabe. Bueno, igual está acostumbrado, también te digo.
Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, if I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to
Vaya
judge me
rodilleras
within the
lleva.
walls of the
Me
academia?
estoy fijando en un montón de detalles tontísimos, pero bueno. Molan las rodillas de este. Son como... ¿Cómo se llama? Lo de la catedral. Que tienen cristales, no sé. Ya me entiendes.
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
¿Cómo?
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough
Bueno,
and
la otra.
self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia?
Del triángulo de Yu-Gi-Oh! No he visto Yu-Gi-Oh! Pero entiendo que el triángulo ese como que lo transformaba o algo así. O tenía poderes de un dios o algo así.
Great! Finally, someone that we can trust!
Bueno, no sé yo.
You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these.
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the academia duking it out once and for all. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lore, but how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense
A
into your big
golpes,
skulls
seguro.
until you finally. Hey, did either of you hear?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so.
What?
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Mírala.
Hey!
Candace.
All of you, over here, quickly! We have to...
Someone's calling for us!
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two.
¿Será esto el efecto
Jeez, are all of you
de esta
academia
región?
folks
Que habrá
such hard
tornados
work?
de arena de
Move
vez en
it.
cuando.
All right, stop yelling.
¿Cómo se lo ha dicho ahí? Vale. Deja de gritar. De Jill.
Well, hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other? The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
Es verdad, ¿qué clase de energía gasta esta para volar?
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the set. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace.
Es súper chill esta
protector
mujer.
of our
Me
village.
esperaba que fuera más... No sé. Un poco como de ella, pero... Pero tal. No sé. Y es súper chill y su tráiler con esa música parece como que te esté presentando la ciudad de vacaciones perfecta o algo así.
Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon.
There's no need to thank me.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand.
Cuando tienes que hacer proyecto de grupo y te juntan con gente que no conoces o que no te tratas bien con ellos.
As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, and now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no... So please, have an honest, and if anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will
Díselo.
not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the
Dios.
sandstorm.
No me había fijado en lo que tiene en la cabeza. Es como una luna.
Oh,
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
Literalmente tiene una luna en la cabeza, no me había fijado.
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably
Okay.
start talking.
Demasiado otaku, ¿no? Te vas a duchar. A ducharte. Gracias por la view. Que vaya bien, como si fueras, yo qué sé, al examen. Que vaya bien la ducha.
wait,
Tremendo.
that was you trying to be a me.
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious... Rather, I've chosen to
bueno.
exile myself.
Huh?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning, and as General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, To my
Joder, vaya
surprise,
nombre para un
the
gran
person
sabio.
responsible for
Gran
the
sabio,
erroneous
azar.
data
O sea,
was none
suerte.
other than Grand Sage Azar himself. I tried to investigate the issue myself
RNG,
before
el gran
submitting a
sabio
formal audit
RNG.
request, but I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence. I began to realize that they were... Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. The power of the General Mahamatra is
Me,
granted by
me he
the
imaginado al
sages.
gran sabio tapándose
You
los
have
ojos y
no
tirando
right to
flecha a
judge
una
us.
diana y decidiendo a partir de eso.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the mantra are nothing. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are
Vale, este
meaningless
se
to the
olía algo
academia
y se ha
today.
exiliado.
I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action again. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone...
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all
Eh?
investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot like, well, Sino, if that...
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Al-Haytham and a sage.
Este hasta parece un poco malo, el Alasen.
The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute that?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with a divine knowledge capsule, and I...
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating
Vale, pero luego se dio cuenta de que comparten
After
objetivo.
all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused.
Joder.
The sage told me.
A most enticing
Unfortunately, those academics don't know. Their words contained one key piece of information. Namely that, from my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little
verdad.
strange they're so willing to So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the divine knowledge capsule. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ainul Ahmar mercenary.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that...
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia, so it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile...
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the traveler by chance, I had no intent. You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation
También es
after I
verdad.
left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at...
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything. I took the divine knowledge capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. After all...
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham. Now, answer me this. Did the sage...
Have I not
Sure.
made myself clear? You and I are both...
Fine. Although you haven't completely...
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings.
Tochile.
And now you, Dia. I believe
Es
it's
verdad,
your
¿tú qué
turn.
pintas aquí?
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out.
Vale.
My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to our village. But then I saw these two
Va, está
random
venido de
guys in the middle of a
vacaciones.
pointless argument.
Is that all? Well,
That's more like it. I missed...
What? Como un lobo. Pero se ha escuchado como si alguien tirara de la cadena.
Whoa! What was that sound?
no need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourself...
Creatures?
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted.
Aquí encajarían muy bien
Anyone
los
without
lobos de
extensive
Geo.
training in these conditions is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough.
¿Ha pasado el tiempo? Qué raro. ¿Por qué?
The wind's died down. That means the
Ah, vale.
sandstorm's over, right?
Parece que se va a tomar.
Candace
Vale.
still isn't back yet, though.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go.
Ella está OP porque tiene poderes de agua en el desierto. Es como Dios. Lo que me pregunto es si pueden generar agua a su antojo o la manipulan. ¿Cómo funciona la visión? En plan, Kokomi puede tirar gotas de agua en un... y llenar vasos de agua. Voy a activar este TP. Hay un Dendroculus encima de la casa. Ah, pues no. O está abajo o está más arriba. Supongo que más arriba. Por ahí un Silly. Voy a seguir full misión. No me voy a distraer. Creo que lo de los Sillies y cofres y tal lo haré fuera de directo. Porque si no... nos podemos estar aquí 8 horas abriendo cofres. Ah, pues... joder, y justo meten los lobos electro que no encajan con esta zona.
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've
Here comes another wave!
Joder. ¿Por qué? A ver, igual tiene sentido con el tema de Scaramouche. Pero me encajarían más los lobos geo por la paleta. Aunque bueno, el contraste también está bien.
Leave this round to us. I got
It's been quite...
I'll be sure to put on a good show.
¿Cinemática?
Let's go.
¿O van a ser una pantalla en negro? Vale. Ah, no. Vale.
One with nature. Time to go. The wind knows me.
Hold the line!
Clouds high. The birds, you're mine.
Here comes another wave!
Vale, estos me encajan más.
One with nature.
The creature stopped appearing.
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
¿Un viejo? Ah, este será malo.
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet.
¿Es el
I have
alcalde o
my
algo así?
hands full. I am the chief of
Sí.
Aru village. Everyone usually calls
Apu?
me Uncle Anpu.
Bueno, es Ampu.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert.
I can't say they've always, besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get
Terremotos.
earthquakes. According to...
Another... So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest.
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul.
Everyone in Aru village speaking of which, why have...
Village Keeper? Who are they?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru village most of them are scholars who lost their sanity. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So...
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by, but no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay...
I've had encounters with those people in the past.
The Matra are the ones
Se manda a los
responsible for
locos
their
aquí
exile.
y
Now that you're no longer with them,
se
are
quedan
you
aquí.
trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins?
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty,
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor
O sea,
scholars.
los llevan aquí y
Unfortunately,
aquí
but
desaparecen
Is it
misteriosamente.
really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. Let's start by finding a spot to
Aún me espero a que haga un chiste el chino. Porque han dicho, como han hecho mucho hincapié de que cuenta chistes malos y luego te los explica. Sí que habría un Dendroculus. Voy full legendaria. Está muy guapa esta zona ahí. Ah, mira. Ah, qué chulo. Se han cambiado las skybox en esta zona. O sea, el cielo tiene otro tipo de nubes. Porque estamos en el desierto.
Although I've sent myself into
Se lo
exile,
curan bastante, ¿eh? Los de
I'm
mi
still
colegio.
doing essentially the same things as
Como
before.
haya que farmear cocos, me voy a enfadar.
Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation?
¿Por qué llaman guardianes de la aldea a los
One
eruditos?
of my former subordinates told me that the academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru village.
¿Será que
In
aquí no
Syria,
están
when
tan
mad
locos?
scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before.
Mm,
Initially, The people of Aru Village Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressed despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night. All the houses remained upright.
Verde es tema
After
del
that,
arconte.
the people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting
Sí.
Aru Village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to
Claro,
wear their Akashic
si llevaban los
emeralds at Aru
conmutadores,
Village?
el arconte se podía
In
meter y
theory.
usar sus poderes.
They would continue wearing them so the academia could still monitor.
Oh, no wonder. Everything makes sense then.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone,
Sabemos más.
what do you make
Right.
of the story? Really?
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord
No, it's not so much that I don't. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds.
No way! Nahida definitely exists!
Es
She's
una
a...
loli. Ahí.
How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and
I've spent many years in Terra.
good. Then you should know that we're telling...
That look in your eyes. How can this be? To think. Our arc.
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to... But easier said than done.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find
Otro
my
niño.
grandpa?
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a
¿Y tú
resident
quién
of this
coño eres?
village.
Ahí. Me ha hecho mucha gracia.
My name is Isak.
Isaac.
You'll help me find my grandpa.
Is your grandpa mad?
Hey, don't say that.
The person you're referring to is not a local.
Grandpa is just I heard everything you said to the village chief.
Ah, so you're the one who was eased. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was.
Whoa. Hatham wasn't kidding
Joder, sí que
about
tiene
Matcha having
percepción, ¿eh?
sharp senses.
Sorry, I was only listening in because I wanted to know where...
All right.
Vale, vamos a hablar con Candace. También desde finales de Inazuma o así, bueno, desde Sumero, se puede entrar en muchas casas y eso
Sino
está
is
guay.
super vigilant.
He leído Super
All
Out,
the Matra
Super Out.
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy?
Isaac.
Yes. Although he tried his best, Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Later, an elderly mad scholar. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed. So grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. The next morning,
Va, es como un padre
Isak
suyo,
woke
lo
up
llama
and wanted
abuelo.
to go find his grandpa again. Only to realize his grandpa... It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace and would follow him all the time, asking him things like,
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really...
perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert. It's also my reason for fighting.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate God watching.
Huh? What did you say, Sino?
Mola que diga eso.
No, nothing. As long
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for.
Yo me esperaba que Razor fuera como Sino.
Hey, Isak!
Cuando vi su arte al principio. Pero no. Razor es como una persona que no está adaptada a este mundo.
Oh, it's
Porque
you
se ha criado entre lobos y tal.
We've cleared everything up.
Really? What? Yeah.
All right.
Me mola la personalidad de Sino. Es una pena porque no voy a tirar más por él. Qué raro que se acabe así la misión, ¿no? Pues seguimos en el segundo capítulo. Bueno, técnicamente el tercero. Seguimos en el tercero, ¿no? No, acto 4 ya. Es que es normal que acabe con una cinemática. Pero supongo que no.
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholar?
You mean the village keepers? Oh, let me think. When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road.
Champiñones en el
Anything
desierto.
else?
Eso es un poco raro.
Time to get.
Quiero ir a la pirámide.
The scholars that have gone.
Those eyes.
He leído esa mierda. ¿Qué me pasa? Estoy leyendo mal.
You look like a real.
Don't change the sub.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars. But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them.
Do you also think Grandpa?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. It still feels pretty surreal now that, well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him.
Claro, estos no llevan de la exacta, así que solo se podían meter en esos. Y se han creado su propio lore de que es este tema de los eruditos. Vaya vuelta estoy dando por esta ciudad. Y la verdad me gusta porque estoy viendo el diseño. Eso es un cactus. ¿Tú?
Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently?
Oh, well, if it isn't East. The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. And speaking of my wife, she's told...
Oh, thank you.
It was nothing.
Yeah.
That's no good. I've known you since you were very young.
Wow, what an...
Okay.
Huh?
Ha mentido.
Don't say anything for... Let's head over there.
El rey de Stret y los 3 peregrinos.
Time to go.
Igual ha mentido o algo.
Listen, see if you can make out what they're...
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of our faith.
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only still. You say he's coming back, but...
Haven't you noticed? The village of Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King's civilization. And isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared?
Huh.
Boy.
Now that you say it...
Exactly.
Now, repeat everything you've just said.
Huh? Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Toma. Activado como su poder parcialmente.
Bro, this guy's something else.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay?
Bro, no te metas con este, bro.
Okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet...
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talk... Hey, go on.
¿No se os ha ocurrido mirar la pirámide gigante invertida flotando?
It's all true, sir. We desert folk
Porque a mí me huele que hay algo ahí. Deberíamos investigarlo, ¿no?
They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let us have a good life. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall.
Mirando una pared.
They're all willing to serve under the Scarlet King and fight for a share of the glory.
Las tiras del muro de Samuel, vaya lore se han montado,
Is that...
seems like he's...
Got it! At first, I told myself, please don't beat me up just for mentioning these rumors.
The people here really like the Scarlet King, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
Where is this radical...
I haven't run into him over the past few days.
No, not at all. We wouldn't dare.
Sounds like you're not too close.
No, of course not.
I have many ways to stop you from talking, so you'd best just stay home. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom.
Yes, yes, got it.
Bro.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty
A ver,
terrified.
no se anda con tonterías.
He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that.
I heard.
Sorry.
It's part of being a mach. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check very well.
Isak! I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there.
Sería lo más obvio, ¿no? Bueno, podrías correr más rápido. Dios, qué guapo, ¿no? Esa ruina. Bueno, iré luego. Hay un tren de locos ahí flotando.
Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his
Igual es que
fingers.
buscan sus recuerdos o algo así
Every
en
now and
la
then,
tierra.
he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him.
Qué turbio
But
todo.
he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa.
Qué guapa la mecánica de la arena. Es un detallito, pero está guapo. El shader, es que no sé qué. No sé qué es exactamente. Supongo que es.
Well,
No
this is
sé.
where grandpa usually stays.
Es un poco como la nieve. No sé explicarlo ahora cómo va. No sé si va por vectores o algo que baja o sube el vector
There
de.
sure isn't much here.
No sé. El modelo 3D. No sé cómo explicarlo. Como no lo he hecho nunca.
No.
Incense? But are you okay?
There's a scent that you can sense, but
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell.
So,
Huh? You know him?
yes.
Toma. Son colegas.
Now that I concentrate.
Wait, surely Tainari didn't...
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a...
Eso es arena, ¿no? Sí. ¿Tienes alguna idea?
Time to go.
Oh,
A ver, solo nos queda o entrar aquí dentro o ir por arriba.
Time to go.
Ah, sí, lo tengo marcado en uno. Vale, tenía que esperarme. Ok. ¿Qué viene del suelo?
What are you looking for, son?
Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand from the size and shape, they belong to an adult male. The scent is quite faint.
but who would come looking for...
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a scent?
Hmm.
Hey!
Ese no es otro
With
cosa.
liking good food!
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense.
Mm.
Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn.
No,
So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance
No
of
sé
all
yo.
the mad scholars have something to do with the...
It's highly likely.
please, you have to save my grandpa.
Los usan como energía, pero
We'd better help get him
es
back.
como una forma muy poco
Don't you worry,
eficiente, ¿no?
Isak. We won't let whoever...
Let's head to Aru village and inform Candace and the others about what we...
Vale, vamos a hablar con Candace. Hay un TP por aquí. A ver, igual ya que estamos, voy a desbloquear este TP.
Take it easy.
Y el mirador. Nada sospechosa, ¿eh? La pirámide invertida flotante con un trombo gigante. Me da a mí que yo no voy a poder subir. Espero que el TP esté a nivel del suelo. Me da a mí que no. Fuck. What? Si está ahí arriba. Supongo que habrá... Ah, qué tonto soy. Vale, ya sé. Ya sé, ya sé. Creo que ya sé el problema. Ignorenme.
Take it easy.
Por aquí había una semilla de esas. Uy. He vuelto a salir por el mismo sitio. Juraría que he visto una semilla de tipo gancho de eso. Por aquí. Eso. Ay. Como me estaban esperando.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
Tidal wave.
Es verdad que tenía el tartar. Me iba a cambiar a línea, pero...
Bring it on.
Vale.
Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering?
Supongo que se podrá subir más. Ah, mira, ahí está el TP. Guay. Voy a que recupere estamina. Voy a subir hasta arriba, porque probablemente haya cositas. Ah, mira. Vaya tema venir aquí. ¿Estará atado a ese robot? Está como muy de chill. Hey.
As one with wind and cloud. You're mine. Shouldn't let your guard down.
No me doy. Baja.
Game's up. Time's over. Busted.
Vale. Vaya dibujo. Ah, mira, mira. Me sirve.
Take it easy.
Es como toda la región... La muralla de San Miguel, ¿no? ¿Cómo se llama? Dios, qué curioso el paisaje. Vale, volvamos aquí. Y luego ya utilizamos este TP para ir más rápido a probablemente donde nos envíen.
Right. The darker fabric.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot
Hablando
to
de
tell
ropa.
you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like
Oh, Dia's here too.
You bet. So,
Reasonably.
I'll hate.
We haven't seen him at all.
El otro ya se ha
I
pirado.
saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was invested.
Did you find out anything useful?
Nos lo vamos a encontrar en la pirámide, en plan, hola, buenas.
I see.
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular
El muro
beyond the
Samuel.
wall.
He dicho muralla Samuel.
Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still. Not to mention making incense is a labor. It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been
Nos están
supporting
escuchando,
this.
no tendría mucho sentido si no se daría
Makes
cuenta.
sense.
So What should we...
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern.
If Paimon remembers correctly...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot... These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's
Igual se han dado cuenta, pero han querido decir esto a propósito.
Anyway,
Tia, you're amazing!
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying...
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like us. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life, compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting... I need to go around and ask some questions. Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to figure out...
Alright, sounds like a plan.
Vale, ahora van a hacer lo contrario o algo así, porque han dicho a propósito eso. Para que se piensen que si no, no se va...
Sino, please don't take offense. I'm sure...
I don't mind.
Ah, I see. Well...
No, it's natural to fear strength. I take...
Bueno, no puede sobrado, también te digo. Ah, tenemos que volver. Vale.
Well, here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with
Here
the
we go
area.
again.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel.
A ver, tampoco es tan alto. Que lo estáis pintando aquí, buah, tremendo muro. Cuando literalmente la reina del lobo ese de Mondstadt es igual de
I know
grande.
what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms?
Es verdad, porque hay un muro aquí. ¿Lo ha hecho algún arconte? Tendría más sentido que fuera el geo, pero... A ver, si son troncos y no es piedra. Igual es corteza de árbol endurecida.
We're cheap labor. Like, even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their
Igual
requests
el
for
muro está
knowledge would be
construido con
denied.
arcontes.
The academia believes we're under... Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their... I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
No me suena.
Hey, Tia.
No, not at all.
Vamos a romper el muro.
We're here to procure...
Yep, we got it!
Shh! Caravan Rebot is crawling with people. So be careful
Se ha
what your
calentado ahí,
mission
Paimon.
started the moment we arrived. Let's go check out the tavern.
Ok. Me encanta. Misiones en Mondstadt. Cita con Liz. Misiones aquí. Bueno, vamos a matar a un dios.
You mean, you don't see anyone you know?
Tia, is that you? What a coincidence.
Zaki.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land?
Hola.
Hello, hello.
We've had... Anyway, as far as my friends here...
Absolutely. Much better than those people on...
Yeah. Have you seen Engur Delavar?
Of course I have.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation.
How thoughtful of you.
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot?
Yes, how considerate of you.
Me van a llevar al del lado. Ah, en salas afueras. En plan, reunión top secret. Es como corteza el muro este. No, no es tan piedra. Así que me imagino que es eso, que es corteza endurecida o algo así.
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Nos van a atacar.
Why don't you take a guess? Go on.
Ah, bueno, te me cuidas.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar,
So, you've been watching us?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was
Nah, le ha dicho si no que venga.
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you?
So you and Delavar have been partners?
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling merchant, but you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru.
Un segundo.
There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the academia.
He vuelto. También iba a quitar la cama. Que se ha puesto con delay. Vale, ahora va bien. Estará aquí arriba encima de una roca, si no.
Then I'm sure Delavar would...
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the...
Delavar. And Engar. You're here too, huh?
Joder, si son unos matados, pensaba que serían mercenarios.
You should have known the traders are what us follow.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand that the Scarlet King is greater than the...
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity.
See? There you have it. Mercenary...
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven...
Enough talking! Get him!
Y ahora viene Sino y les parte la boca todo.
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson,
O nosotros. ¿Voy a poder usarla? Molaría.
No.
Gotcha.
Buah, tremendo ejército, Joder.
Impossible.
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki?
Vaya paliza, es que los hemos tirado en el suelo en 2
I'm guessing
segundos.
your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no... And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about... Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, that so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just... That's what you thought, right?
You lied
and you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together.
Toma.
Okay, that's...
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru?
No task can be done without preparation.
Vale, pensé que vendría
I
Sino,
just
pero
happened to notice a couple
también es
suspicious
verdad que no
looking
hace falta.
people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching...
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be...
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house?
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Engar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Engar alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Engar and Delavar are always...
What about...
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to.
Wait, so he's a...
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper...
Wow, what a...
Ah, you're too kind.
So...
¿Y ahora qué?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora. And...
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like...
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so... I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals blind, but I see through it all. And unlike... Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie up...
Vaya paseo nos hemos hecho, también te digo.
This should be all of them.
All right.
Vale.
Well, Candace will be okay on her own. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now.
While I'm questioning them,
Ah, los han encerrado ahí dentro.
some time.
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler.
Ok.
As for these idiots...
Me parece bien. Vale, mañana a las 6. Ah, sí. Ya ha salido su iconito porque técnicamente ya ha avanzado el tiempo, aunque tiene que pasar la animación. Hola, buenas.
Hey, Dia.
¿No era de noche?
Right on time.
¿Alguna novedad?
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace.
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she
En realidad,
is, and shoulder that
todos los
kind of
personajes
responsibility.
hidros son calmados, menos Tartaglia, que está loco.
Us
Pero
mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much
Jinkyu es
live
muy
from one day
chill,
to the next.
Kokomi también, aunque grita a veces. Pero
Really?
Alayato también es como cara poker face todo el rato.
Sano's here, and he's pretty early.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Y los electros son de los raritos.
Oh, you mean you taught
Y luego los
Candace
piros
some
sí que son
more
los
persuasive
que hablan
methods?
más y tal.
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Los ánimos también son calmos.
Come on,
Sí,
let's go
son bastante
inside.
calmados, digamos. Bueno, luego está Heisu que te mete patadas. Pero... mola eso, que la personalidad encaje con el elemento.
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
Do I?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover.
Perhaps I need to work on my... Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm...
Yes, please, don't beat us anymore.
Joder.
We're gonna die.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves. Yet you do not have... The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community. You come here, to my village, and you treat my...
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may both be desert dwellers. But there is one... The people of Aru village care little about which god is... A war would only cause us to
No vamos a luchar contra...
I'll tell you everything
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again and you'll regret it.
Me acabo de fijar en el traje. Este es muy raro, ¿no? Bueno, está guapo el diseño, pero es curioso. Puede ser que... A ver, es cuestión... Es tema de diseño, pero... Parece un poco como el cetro de Anubis. No sé si tiene un cetro, igual me lo estoy inventando.
Yes,
Pero
sorry.
podría ser.
It was all that mystery man's doing. He told
La
us to
forma.
spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talked us into helping him.
That's one.
Huh?
Strike. You get a total of 3.
Wait,
Boom.
I'm telling the truth.
Dos.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take the... You gotta
Un
believe
hombre.
me, please.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his
A ver,
name
¿puedes
right
decirme
away. I'm
cómo
not
se
risking
ve?
another beating to... That guy, he wears a cloak,
Vale.
and he's always careful to cover his face. He
Va
calls
con
himself
capa.
the Scarlet King's envoy.
Joder. Todos van con capa en este juego.
I believe I may know
Será el
what's
Doctore,
going
pero...
on.
Este va con una capa rara. Esta... Bueno, sí, también tiene como una capa. Esta tiene capa. El prota tiene capa. Todos tienen
Uncle
capa.
Anpu.
Él es el malo. ¿Te imaginas? ¿Quién se ha caído?
Smooth.
Ah, bueno.
Okay.
If my suspicions are correct, this... Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers
¿Cómo se llama
away.
Isu?
It strikes me now that this...
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading.
No me encajaría porque no ha
They were
aparecido
the
en la
ones who
historia.
brought them here to begin with.
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought, but what could they want with the village?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. Regardless.
You're right.
¿Habéis probado con la pirámide gigante que
Let's
flota?
leave the village and try to track them.
Yes.
Es que quiero explorarla, pero no me están
Candace,
mandando
I'll
ahí.
let you deal with the rest.
All right.
Let's meet back here once everyone.
Pensé que tendría que ver con la historia. A ver qué me cuenta.
What scheme is the...
Vale.
You look worried.
Yes.
You have a strong sense of belonging.
Dia.
Thanks.
El viejo medieval. Oh, cinemática. Sí, aunque sin en sí.
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
Relajado, relajado.
You were gone for ages, and now you. Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions.
Paimon's so mad. Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname.
Adelante.
Never mind. Paimon's got nothing.
Parece una vidriera de iglesia esto. Podrías ir por ahí.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest anyway. You
Yep. Enough with the silence.
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with
All Hatham. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village.
Estoy chiquito
Bold of you
comparado
to
a él.
question our...
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do. To be honest, we aren't really not to mention that going separate ways.
A ver.
Right here.
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word?
You mean some of them like?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate. Remember what Candace said.
He dicho que igual ha mentido el pavo
Don't
ese.
necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru.
No sé, el viejo que
That's
nos
because
habló.
whether the Scarlet King or the Dendro Archon has power is of... By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share every... Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in...
Those eyes. Those
¿Imaginas que es el niño?
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the
She
Ah, es esta
corrected
pava.
herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keeper...
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them.
Remember? She made a point of denying...
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru village at night. By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted
I'll pass on that. You said that she is afraid of me.
We're on it.
Vale.
Time to go.
Al menos está todo muy cerca.
Miss Shawnee.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware.
Huh? What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you... hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better?
Ha dicho exactamente lo que pensaba. No.
Why is that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. Before, I wouldn't... Traveler, do you believe
Sí.
our lives will get better?
Vale, depende.
Yeah, we came here from another. But even so, we have friends in Sumeru, and we went to.
I want to my apologies for posing my questions like that.
Ahora viene
To
Sina y
be
la mano.
honest, I didn't expect...
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons.
The fact is that I'm... Oh, some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others...
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise...
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see...
Y no hay ninguno que piense que crea los
Just
dos.
to
A ver,
live my life in peace.
igual es un poco fumada.
And then it happened.
Yo confío en los dos, que se van a juntar y van a traer prosperidad en el mundo.
You can tell them. I'm
All right.
A ver.
I'll tell. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most.
¿Mm?
Sometimes. Perhaps. I'm not sure. It used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to...
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, but because we're in the middle of a desert, you would...
There's really nothing around these parts.
Igual son los aullidos estos cuando vinieron los lobos.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's...
Vamos a ver. Hospital, A ver, dudo que salga Baisu, pero estaría guapo. Teniendo en cuenta que es médico. ¿Cómo te ponen este Silly para que vayas ahí? Y encuentras el mirador y tal. Una aldea donde han dejado de vivir gente. Se ha quedado ahí. Hecha ruinas. Vale. Bueno, todos son enemigos, para empezar.
Brings a smile to my face.
Oh, is this the place? It's in terrible shape, and there's sand everywhere.
Ay, amor.
Empty and forgotten. An ideal place to hide people.
Vale, me recuerda esto a Arcane, un poco. A una escena de Arcane.
Take it easy. Into the wind.
Who's next?
Ah, bueno. Esquivo. Esquivo.
Clouds high. The birds gotcha. Here comes the catch.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Justo ha coincidido el fin de la animación.
They were easier to super strong bandits? He looks
Dendro,
super
no.
serious. We gotta stay
Dime que
on
la
our
activas
game,
tú,
too.
please. Activa tú esta torre.
This is the one.
Que no me apetece sacar un personaje de Dendro. Joder, tan fácil. Yo tengo que golpearlo, cambiar de personaje.
Let's go in and take a look.
Igual ha disparado una mini flecha de Dendro. Con la mano.
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then. I'm taking a break.
De hecho. Al lado de Barril de TNT.
Brought a book to read? What are you reading?
A ver.
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural
Está estudiando física.
which is the positional propensity of an
So,
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya.
Está estudiando física de segundo de bachillerato. El movimiento rectilíneo uniforme.
Impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, what good is that gonna do for you? You're acting like one of those annoying. Hey, what gives? Shut up. Oh, thank you for working so hard and earning so much. Thank you.
Tomaja. Oh. Ah, vale, pensaba que pasaba algo.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
¿Llantos?
What was that sound?
there it is. It's coming from that direction.
Si pasa cada día, ¿por qué será?
Is the sound coming from
Claro,
here?
una persona llora todos los días del año.
Seeing anything?
Bueno, igual si hay mucha
From
gente ahí.
below. Something is off about the interior here.
Bueno, primero vamos... No, había un cofre fuera que no he pillado. Qué chulo.
As I thought.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hut. Oh, it looks like there are other mech.
Vale, esto es un dominio, ¿no? Joder, estaba dentro y me han sacado fuera. ¿Por qué? Voy a ponerme dentro.
Everything's ready. Let's go.
La de cráter, ¿no? Ah, vale, que hay más. Vale, primero el cofre. Vale. Hay que matarse. Si te aguantan.
Shouldn't let your guard down. One with nature. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Gotcha. Things are about to get dicey.
The wind
Arriba, abajo.
into the
Arriba.
wind.
¿Dónde estará el cofre ese que he desbloqueado? Escorpiones, chiquitos. Y un dragón, ¿eh? Espero que no me pidan dentro. Porque quiero ir con Kokomi. Esto ha sido un poco raro. ¿No? Llave antigua aquí. Igual la usamos justo ahora, pero bueno. Me pongo una notificación. Cajón. Vale. No parece mala persona. Llevar una dieta equilibrada, descansar y mantener buen humor. Comidas. ¿Se habrá muerto el jueves? ¿O es simplemente que el jueves no comen? Que censuren cosas así. En plan, lunes y break, martes. Ah. Igual esto es el arco Hidro, ¿sabes? Podría ser cualquiera. Doctor. Vale, había un hospital aquí dentro.
Look, there's someone over
¿Eso se va a abrir?
Good idea. Let's
Wait.
A ver.
You're...
Eres...
He can't speak, and
¿Es el No.
why is he
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know it?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the academia.
He's a scholar too?
No.
El abuelo no puede
And
ser, ¿no?
that's
Es como
Razak
muy
was never
joven.
involved in any of those things. Leaving that question aside for the moment, looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart.
Loaded with...
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if... The symptoms are identical.
Huh?
Allow me to jog your memory. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Vale. ¿Y qué?
Oh, now that you...
Correct. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the Academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keeper. These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. As well as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further
Va, o
advantage
sea, ha
to the
sido todo un
Academia.
plan para
All the risks and
esconder lo que
responsibilities
están
are
haciendo,
offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers.
para que se vayan metiendo ellos y se vuelvan locos y luego tengan motivo para hacerlos
Life for the desert
desaparecer.
dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King. The notion of an academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds.
Oh, that makes a lot of... But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it...
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics.
Claro,
After
para que no
that,
sospechen, ¿no?
they were an exile is still patently a living, breathing. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them.
Resource?
One possibility is that the information in their brains,
Extracted? You mean... Can't...
with the technology of the Sumeru, perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why...
So, the human brain...
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of the
Nos
divine
asusta y
knowledge
dice,
capsule
bueno,
were
anyway,
extracted from his
sigamos.
mind. But
Pero sí.
something went wrong in the process. Or perhaps his curiosity.
Hyman's a little confused.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. However, I can't help but the Academia is going out of their way. I've spent quite...
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on...
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge. But I'm not particularly in extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
O sea, están teniendo conocimientos divinos para dárselos a Scaramouche.
Of course.
Y que tengan todos los conocimientos sobre un dios para ser un dios o algo así.
Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its This matter needs to be corrected.
Wait, didn't you step into...
Not to be callous, but no. There is no shortage of
Me encanta porque
suffering
en realidad
and the
Albedo
same
es
can
más
be said for
peligroso
the
que todo
rest
lo
of
que hay aquí.
Teyvat as well.
Albedo puede
What do you
crear
plan to
vida.
do about that? Save every
Pero bueno,
last
como está en la
person?
montaña y nadie sabe nada de él.
Probably not.
You can say that. Simply put, the divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full.
Vale.
Hyman's been wanting to...
Though I must say, uniqueness is also an asset.
Wow, that's a great way to think about it.
I'm just a more likable
Bueno,
He won't
¿y
last
qué hacemos
long
con
if we
este
leave him
pavo?
here. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village.
¿Este es el abuelo? Es que no se ve muy viejo, ¿eh? Ah, mira, al final voy a usar la llave. Y no sé por qué han enfocado esto. El tema de los árboles y las setas. Luego aquí hay planes que no entendemos, pero a ver. Hay como una isla y hay una barra de energía y están sacando como medusa. No sé, es muy raro. También parecen un poco como plantas de... Esto no lo he leído. Aquí. Ah, bien. Todos con A. Claro. Vale, vamos a usar la llave aquí a ver qué hay. ¿Habrá algo importante? Abbas, sexo varón, profesional. Vale, tiene el azar. Médico responsable no lo quieren decir. Es que igual pone Baisu, ¿sabes? Y por eso nos lo esconde. La voz divina me guía. Resonancia en la estructura topográfica interna de las dunas. Habrá algo bajo el desierto, seguro. El experimento de tal. Es que está como todo muy censurado. No se depende del poder de los elementos, es posible controlar el contenido elemental del cuerpo de una persona utilizando delusiones. Igual es lo de Scaramouche también. O igual es una secundaria. Pero... parece importante. Parece como un experimento tocho. Y habla sobre las visiones y tal, y sobre los humanos. Así que igual luego lo pego una ojeada por mi cuenta. También hay muchas cosas en los libros y no he leído prácticamente ninguno. He leído 2 o 3. He leído la guía de Deviat que explica... No sé si era... Había 2. Uno explica el tema de
You
Alice.
must be tired.
Y otro
You should
explica como la
rest
aventura,
and take
no
some
sé si era de
water.
Barca o de quién. Por
What's
todo
the
Teyvat.
situation? Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather.
¿Y lo de la arena? ¿Qué era?
So,
Porque había arena. Ah, vale, supongo que eso estaba como tapando
the abandoned
y lo he
Elazar
quitado con las
hospital
estatuas
served
de
as the
Ender. Vale, vale.
academia's site for extracting.
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru village. Yet, they fled one.
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the academia.
¿El niño? Porque dudo que sean estos. Así que o será el niño o...
Huh? Are our friend?
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies Sino. You're the reason why they can predict our movements.
¿Pero tiene dispositivo acaso?
What's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inf.
So what you're saying is interesting. And here I thought...
I know. You have a point. But I realized something as we were returning
Es un
from
matra
the
y eso
hospital.
tiene algo que ver. Como que
Sino isn't
ven a
like
través de
any
sus
of us.
What are
ojos o
you
algo
trying
así.
to say?
Do you still remember who you are? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Simply put, the academia has traditionally allowed you access to a wealth of sense. If you want to raise a vicious wolf, you
Vamos,
need
que
to
lo
make
están
sure
siguiendo.
that you can avoid its bite.
The academia.
It's not that simple. The academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have every so often comes a Nyagarbaha day. On this day, the academia enters. I remember seeing a thick notebook next to the control panel once. Its contents were.
You're saying that the academia and. But what's the point in doing that? My actions are.
The Akasha is capable of. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you would depart, the route you would follow.
It predicted my every move.
The academia has been watching you longer than you think.
So that's how it is. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the academia. They need scholars who are... Sino, don't take it to heart.
They escaped because of me.
¿Cómo se la liaron,
Don't blame yourself. It's not like
También
any of
estáis
us
deduciendo un
would've known.
poco por encima de vuestras posibilidades. Igual el infiltrado es el niño.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be.
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity for.
Oh, so that's if the academia is trying to avoid. Yep.
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going.
Pero no sabéis cómo
Let's
siguen.
go.
En plan, no sabéis si han escuchado esta conversación.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! Please, wait! I want to go too. I want to find Grandpa.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go. Paimon feels like.
I'll be awaiting your good news.
Vale. A ver. Lo que me extraña es que hemos hecho la 1, la 2, la 3 y la 4. ¿Va a durar más? Es que me esperaba llegar más lejos. Y seguimos en la primera aldea. Vale, por fin avanzamos un poco, pero tampoco es mucho. Voy a pillar eso. Ya que estamos. Me mola mucho los ganchos estos.
So,
Vale.
where do we go from here?
¿Y si vamos a la pirámide gigante que flota?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
Vale.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
¿Y por qué nos llevamos al niño?
Here a lot? Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's
¿Aso?
this?
It's buried in the sand.
Pero si tú flotas.
Okay, okay.
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device. Looks like there were more than one village keeper. Let's split up and search the area.
Joder. Es un poco raro, ¿no?
Is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device used to...
How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked along the way.
Wait, what? Grandpa.
Oh, eso tiene más sentido.
Don't worry. Your grandpa's gonna be
Razak didn't display any signs of...
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. I believe the attack must have happened prior
Claro.
to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone.
running on sand is so tiring.
Pero si vuelas.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Of course it is.
No, en realidad,
Voices
levita.
over there. It sounds like an argument.
Me han quitado los controles, ¿eh? No me puedo mover, ¿no?
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be...
You're one of us. We would never...
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do.
Dia? Why
Nah.
would you? Dia!
A ver, puto niño.
Huh? Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa?
Well, look who's here.
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village.
So, dear, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew.
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Rama.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on
A
here?
ver, forma parte del plan de Deya, es que sois tontísimos todos.
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing could deter us from the grand mission.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna
No,
happen.
no
You
canta
should
nada la
understand that
pirámide
more
de
than
fondo,
anyone.
que está como
And all
absorbiendo
your
la
years
arena.
as a merc
Yo qué
taught
sé.
you nothing about placing...
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of the Scarlet King. Whether I live...
It's not too late yet. The village keep... Mad scholars aren't gonna bring the Scarlet King back to life.
You don't understand, my dear lady.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and with these scholars in our custody will stomp the academia's...
Ridiculous. Think about it. If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're also against...
They look more like pawns of the academia to filthy traitors. You're God.
Perhaps we should...
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the Academia? These people have no value as bargaining chips. But these scholars were exiled from the Academia. I, on the other hand...
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want...
Precisely.
¿Tú
Well,
crees?
that would be bad. However, I'd get the chance to observe the scholars. Perhaps...
Think you can talk me over?
I'm not trying to persuade you.
You are the scribe. What do you have?
Not all desert dwellers believe in the Scarlet King, and the same applies to the Academia.
You Academia scum.
Vale, vamos a matar.
Every last one of you is nothing but...
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said? You know you're making a dangerous decision.
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take...
We've known each other for...
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm.
Joder.
Come on, Raman. Don't be a coward.
An arm from the... What if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia.
Es bastante épico. A ver, si pasara en un anime quedaría más épico. Pero que dé su brazo.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen
¿Se lo va a cortar ahora? ¿O lo ha
We
apostado
came here to
simplemente?
save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Rama.
Sure. Go ahead.
Vale,
and
vale,
cut
que
off her
se lo van a
right
cortar
arm.
ahora. Me niego. Tranquilos. Con un
You
poco de
don't
dentro
have
se
to know
hará.
this.
That's not for you to
Do it.
O va a parar en el último momento o va a pasar algo.
Stop.
What's wrong?
En plan, que
Can't
confían
do
de
it?
verdad.
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm. You've shown
Suerte
me
que el
that
otro
you're
no
serious.
se ha calentado,
Go
¿sabes?
on now, take your
Lo llega a
friends and
cortar,
leave.
aunque este diga para,
Meet
porque
me
en
the
plan no lo ha
desert at
escuchado bien.
noon tomorrow.
Uf. También no me estoy enterando mucho de la historia, yo lo siento. No sé si es porque estoy streameando o simplemente porque es como todo muy confuso. Porque van de un sitio a otro, luego me he encontrado los cascos esos en el suelo. Estos no sé si son malos o... Son como compañeros de Deia, pero pensaba que eran malos, no sé.
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left
Y
arm.
ya estaría.
Okay,
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with it if it came down to it. You would.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals.
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put.
Pues
It's
sí.
okay. I promised you I'd help find your.
Whatever it takes. You just might be.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself?
Él es así.
Okay, let's get moving. We should head back to the village.
Y... Siento de repetirlo, pero... ¿Y si exploramos la pirámide invertida flotante? Es que me hace mucha gracia que no mencionen nada. Pero yo... ¿Qué hora has dicho? 6. Porque entiendo que ahora como que no sea el objetivo, pero que digan algo, rollo, hay una puta pirámide enorme. Sospechamos que podría ser la base enemiga o algo así, o, o simplemente que digan, son unas ruinas que ya hemos explorado, no hay nada. Pero es que ni la menciona. Cinemática...
Looks like we have everyone here.
I'll watch from a safe distance.
Okay.
Dia,
¿Por qué nos llevamos al niño y si se queda en su casa y ya está?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday.
Ahora cantas. Bueno, vamos a cortarte una pierna. Te has comportado a 2000 kilómetros. Joder, sí que han acordado ir lejos. Voy a estar... O sea, todo el rato las misiones aquí van a la pirámide, ¿no?
Take it easy.
O sea, ¿no la han mencionado en un momento? ¿O soy tonto y no me he enterado? Y ahora vamos, pero de cabeza a la pirámide. Ok. A ver, siendo un desierto lo que mola es que puedes ver fácilmente todos los cofres. Aunque he escuchado que hay algunos materiales que cuesta verlos. ¿Qué es eso? Es una granada. Un dátil. Ah, son como recursos. Curioso. Llevados por el viento. voy a pasar de eso. Supongo que es tema de silis y no sé. ¿Y eso? Esto es material para... Buah. Son flores de cactus, el material de candas. Está guay. Lo bueno de eso es que si ves cactus, pues vas ahí y probablemente te encuentres su material. Pero bueno, lo que más renta es seguir una ruta. La ruta oficial, no hace falta ni que te vayas. Joder, qué mal se ve esto. Esto es peor que la corrupción, ¿no? Se ha perdido el color y todo. Vale, sí, es corrupción. Voy a pasar un poco de todo. Es que si no, nos estamos hasta mañana aquí.
Take it easy.
Voy a pillar el TP. Joder, me siguen viendo. Vale. Mausoleo del Rey de Sobre. Aquí hay un boss. Supongo que el otro boss está en esta esquina. Que es como que está dentro de una montaña o encima. Sí que hay pocos TPs, ¿eh? Bueno, ya que estamos, voy a ofrecer esto. Me dan protos y... El Abyss se resetea en 8 horas. ¿En serio? Bueno, voy a completar la misión de Arconte. Es que quiero verla. Y luego hacemos Abyss juntos, si quieres. Si es que... Bueno, tú ya lo tienes hecho. Pero bueno, mientras hablamos. Yo me voy a la pirámide. Hay más pirámides. Buah. Está todo guapo todo. ¿Se mueve la arena? Qué guapo el efecto. Como que la mueve el Vini. Bueno. Supongo que también tendrá que completar su misión ese Pillager. ¿A nadie se le ocurrió investigar esto antes? Hay un dominio aquí abajo. Buena suerte a abrirlo. A ver, quiero ir a la pirámide, pero... Lo más inteligente sería pillar ese TP. Porque si no, para volver aquí... Tremenda pirámide, me cachis en la mano. ¿Puedo treparla? Madre mía. Espero que haya un cofre bueno arriba. O 3 o 4. Si es que se puede trepar. ¿Esto es un escarabajo? Míralo. Que son chiquitos. Aquí sí que falta una montura, ¿eh? En el desierto. Aquí ya no tienen excusa. Es demasiado amplio. Dame, yo qué sé. Dame mi tabla de surf. Mística para volar por ahí, por la arena, para surfear las olas. Pensaba que era un Fatui, pero son... Son estos bichos. Son súper monos, la verdad. Es como trozos de pan. Mira. Dan ganas de pillar un bocado. Son como una magdalena gigante andante. Un muro invisible. Vale, no, es como... Buah. Lo que habrá debajo. Hay mucho por explorar. Y todo esto son recursos, técnicamente. Pues sí, aquí me vendría bien la que te cuento. ¿Cómo se llama? Sayu. Sayu va muy bien en el desierto. Bueno, voy a dejarte por ahí, que vayas a tu rollo. Yo voy a la cuesta. Sí que se han ido lejos, ¿eh? Hombre.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes?
Is everything ready?
Absolute. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him out.
Este es el abuelo.
Grandpa!
Why is there only one of...
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word.
It's a one-for-one exchange. And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon...
You stay right there.
Vale, metemos la paliza y ya. Cinemática... Tocha, ¿eh? Debería haberlo cortado en dos, por eso.
What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here?
Bueno, espada.
You coward. Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second.
Terremoto, ¿eh?
Earthquake!
Terremoto, terremoto. Ah, el arconte dentro. Buah. Madre mía. Y supongo que aquí abajo está Scaramouche. ¿Falta alguien? No me he fijado. Bueno, al menos ha dejado un cráter.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected us.
Bueno, el arconte.
It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said.
Energía residual, no ha sido ella.
Grandpa? Grandpa?
Hey, look around.
There used to be...
¿Cómo que si aquí había un templo? Hay una puta pirámide gigante.
It exposed these underground. The symbols on the gate belong to the Scarlet King's civilization. This structure must be. It could have been an underground.
Nadie va a hablar de la
palace in the
pirámide
distant
gigante.
past.
Es que me enfada.
Miracle. Praise the sky.
What's he doing here?
They must have fallen down here with... most of them seem in really bad shape.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict.
He's not actually...
As it happens.
What are you
Yo
doing?
también, la
Don't you
verdad.
think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power. 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power.
Paimon thought you weren't...
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. New discoveries are always worth investigating.
Raman, what are you gonna do about...
I'll just let them lay here.
Bueno. Nara Croft, no te creo. ¿En serio? Uy. Quería pulsar Alt, no Windows. ¿En serio me ha metido un logro que se llama Nara Croft? Y supongo que esto también será referencias. Pensaba que esto es como una estatua de TP, pero no. ¿Y esto? Nadie le extraña que haya el poder del sol. No sé. Ahí una fotito. Vale, vamos a abrir el super templo este. Igual no me renta ir con Kokomi, ¿eh? Ver con Jutao me apetece.
A walk would be nice.
Ahí. Qué guapo el templo. Es como muy verde
It's
para
full of
estar en el
life here.
desierto.
This defies comprehension.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Rama.
Huh?
Do you...
Are you mocking me?
Interpret it however you want. But there's something I'd like to draw your attention to.
Claro, es la dendro.
While this structure is clearly...
Whatever you say.
There's nothing to be angry about.
It does seem kind of strange. If that's true...
Wow. Esto se ha puesto a brillar. ¿Por qué? Alza tu mirada como mortal hacia el salón y escucha la guía divina del rey Desierto. Ese brilla. Te voy a poner el mismo símbolo en todos. Vale. Dios. ¿Será este el rey de Desierto? Vale, aquí hay otro ascensor.
One with nature. Busted.
Voy a curarme un poco. Vale, entiendo que... Vale, es full dominio. Así que cuidado con atascarse en sitios. Hola, buenas. ¡Pum!
The wind knows me.
Cofrecito. A ver, supongo que sigo bajando y ya está. Hay como una grieta. Pequeño spoiler. Va, esto es como lo de Mon.
Time to go.
Pero un poco diferente a la vez.
Time to go.
Entiendo que hay que salir por aquí.
One with nature. Quietly now.
Vale. No hay ningún otro... Ah, también se puede activar desde aquí. Pero bueno, supongo que bajamos y ya está. O subimos. No he salido por donde he entrado, ¿no? Esto es otro ascensor. Claro. Uy, pensaba que tenía la ulti. Arriba, abajo.
One with nature. Busted.
Tras 6 días de infiltración en el templo, por fin comprendió los trucos de feria de esos arceros. Descenderá hasta el piso inferior. Móntate en su techo antes de que suba. ¿Y esto? Vale, hay que montarse en su techo. ¿No? A ver, entiendo que no es esto. Entiendo que tengo que subir el ascensor montando en su techo. ¿No?
Time to go.
Voy a subir. Vale. Vale, tengo que ser que baje. Y ahora cuando le doy que suba... ¡No! Me subo en el techo. Perfecto. Ya está. Classic Dark Souls moment.
The wind knows me. One with nature.
This is order.
Meteorito.
As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
Vale, no me ha hecho falta. ¿Por qué has girado solo?
Time to go.
Ya está. Vale, había que pagar 2 en el sitio que es. Y listo. Pregunta, ¿tengo que subirme al ascensor? O subirme encima del ascensor. No lo sé. Oh, había un piso intermedio. Ah, claro, si estás dentro no te dejan saltar.
That's a sight to see.
Esto es
The
Inazuma.
Scarlet King's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Oh, me han enseñado ahí un árbol.
That's what I call divine providence of the Scarlet King.
Se va a parar aquí. Ah, bueno. Hasta luego. Por estar cerca se ha activado. Ok. Vale, no ha sido un efecto visual. O igual sí. No puedo correr. Qué pena que está lo de la quest ahí en medio. Si no me sacaría tremendas capturas. Esto es como muy rollo Inazuma.
Wait, what's that?
Ascensor. Anubis.
Load of flowers, and it looks like there's something among them.
La tumba. La tumba de...
These are Scarlet King
del rey.
runes.
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His
Kasala.
wisdom is a miracle among the people.
You can read ancient Scarlet Kings?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The scent of life.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
Ah, está usando el... Yo no lo
There
usaría.
seems to be a hidden message among the... Excellent. There's a device from the Scarlet King's civilization.
Isn't sharing knowledge again?
Yes. However, you'll understand after watching it.
A ver. ¿Es un holograma? Me estoy inventando cosas. Vale, lore.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise.
¿Qué
A
voces?
disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. The Scarlet King brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained.
Tengo los pelos de
Were it
punta,
not for greater Lord Ruka Devata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible.
Dios, qué guapa.
She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping the Scarlet King to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the
qué guapo la
memory of this
representación
act
esta del
of benevolence.
A ver. Tengo que procesar todo esto. O sea, la mayor se convirtió en la menor. O es una metáfora. O es literal. Y luego el Drake Escarlata. No. Es que dijeron que había una guerra. Entonces, ¿el Drake Escarlata fue el que se sacrificó también?
The priest's memories.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata.
Claro, esto me lo esperaba. Que no fueran enemigos, que fuera un invento de la sociedad. No sé si lo mencioné. No había caído de que la mayor sea la menor.
Was that the former Dendro Arc?
Bueno, la otra. Bien, acabo de ver la cinemática que te explica todo el lore. Lo estoy procesando. He entendido que la... Es que ahora no sé quién trajo el conocimiento de ese chungo. Si fue el Drake Deseret o fue otro. Pero alguien trajo un conocimiento que no era de aquí. Y era un peligro. Entonces, entre el Drake y la reina mayor rusa Kevata, o como se llame, el Drake se sacrificó y ella se convirtió en una niña. Entendí
You
eso.
might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you. You've just witnessed his priests.
I've never... The surviving followers of the Scarlet King all gathered in Aru village. The Scarlet King's death. The all but total annihilation. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor. Who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
Vale.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always
Claro,
known.
esto se lo cuenta cualquier random y no se lo cree.
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting.
My Aramites and I.
Es normal,
How
pero...
you doing?
I should probably go.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. I feel deeply ashamed.
Ahora, me gustó la historia. Lo que me pregunto, al final el Scaramouche no pasa nada con él. Bueno, ahora lo veré. Si pasa algo o si lo dejan para la siguiente versión.
When would be a good time for us to...
Tomorrow. I'll convince and I'll return every last one of your men.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy.
Yes. The gods.
Pero bueno, sí, para vivir.
But he seems to have figured things.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the depths, too bad he was held back by his belief in the Scarlet King. But now that that's changed,
the outcome.
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a nice.
Bueno. También. Es antepasado suyo, porque, vamos, tenía su mismo casco. Igual no deberías ver esto, que es como el final de la quest. Bueno, no has visto nada tampoco. Es que has vuelto en el peor momento. Vale, tengo que salir de aquí. Y me imagino que ya se acaba la quest. ¿Y ese mote? Ay, ¿es de alguna VTuber o algo así? ¿Ahora ahí quieres que vaya? Joder. Brownie, ¿tú sabes si me queda mucha quest? Pues ya llegar ahí, hablar 2 o 3 cosillas y ya está. Es ahí todo el rooster de Pokémon. Buah. Me voy a entretener pillando flores de cactus para la que te cuento. Ah, no me digas que todos los Pokémon son de Canecro o algo así. Bueno, tampoco has visto nada, a menos que te hayas visto toda la cinemática. Lo que iba a decir antes, me ha parecido que han apresurado un poco la historia aquí. O simplemente no me he enterado muy bien yo. Porque estábamos full en la villa del desierto, de Chill, y de repente dicen, vale, ves súper lejos. Y eso como que me ha impactado mucho. En plan que de repente... Espera, ¿dónde está esto? Voy a ir primero aquí. Luego miro eso. Personajes Disney. No sé qué será eso, pero... Igual es un meme, ¿no? ¿Te refieres a Candace de Phineas y Ferb? ¿Será el meme de Candace? Vale, a ver qué pasa por aquí.
Raman?
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back.
Voy a abrir esto. A ver. Es que lo sabía. Cabrón.
I guess all I can say now is...
Don't mention it. But we share a common cause now.
Tremendo plot twist time.
From here on out, we're allies.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
La he visto bastante.
So
Entonces,
these are the
¿por qué
people
han
who kidnapped the
secuestrado a
village
estos?
keepers.
Oh no, it's the...
There's no need to
Simplemente
yell.
porque odian los,
No one can help
los
you now.
académicos.
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no.
Whoa. The moment they said I...
You should have known.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about.
No, not Sino.
I could do work.
Please have mercy.
Start talking.
So, your superiors have kept you...
They,
Don't play dumb. They extract divine canned knowledge.
I don't...
Well, you better start...
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy...
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The
Joder, sí que ha
Academia
encantado
is working
rápido.
on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving. The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only greater...
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the
Vale.
Doctor. He brought a gnosis and said he wanted to borrow the Academia's
Buah,
research
esto es un tema.
facilities.
¿Qué gnosis es? ¿Será la de Sumeru? ¿La del Scaramouche? Supongo que es la de Scaramouche. Pero igual es
The
otra.
Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he asked them.
This is what the arrogant
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a device. After that, they harvested dreams via the Seb-Zerus Fest with the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency. They were able... Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of divine
Claro, es
origin?
eso.
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact... Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can... If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the source of the...
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who they're... It is as if they are cursed with a desire for Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, the absence of a...
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean? Is she not a true god present in this world?
From the beginning, the Academia... When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. This
Ya, pero
forced them to accept that
en un año
not to
ya
mention
tiene más
that
conocimiento
Lesser
que
Lord
toda la
Kusanali's
academia junta.
gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an Archon's raw power nor the spectacular insight.
Bueno.
Slowly but surely, people...
So...
Me enfada hasta a mí. En plan,
All right,
joder,
let's
son
try to keep our
tontísimos.
cool. If everyone's in a bad... Raman, give me a few men to help us...
Sure.
Bueno. Volvamos a casita. Mil de experiencia, poca broma, igual subo al 60. Entonces, ¿qué? ¿Vamos a luchar contra...? ¿Vamos a luchar contra Tartas?
The village
Bueno,
keepers
Tartas
you
no, el
found have all been
Scaramouche.
returned to their homes, and each one has a
Y
dedicated
tendremos que ir
caregiver to
a...
look after them. The 2 new scholars are being kept under close
A
supervision
Fontaine
too.
para que nos juzguen por haber matado a un
Really good
dios o
work,
por haber
everyone.
criado un dios o yo qué sé, y llevar a Scaramouche como rehén o algo así. Y por el camino seremos coleguis, de alguna forma. Y se cumplirá el sueño de la gente que quiere tirar a por él.
Hey, say something. Stop spacing out.
Come on, is there nothing left to...
Or I can...
Oh, Paimon.
Do you have
¿Le han
any
explicado
plans,
todo a
traveler?
Candace o no se ha enterado de nada la Candace?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding?
Vale. ¿Va a hablar el prota? Podría estar guapo ahora que haga su discurso. Vale, no. Todo fuera de cámaras. ¿Te parece como al final de una peli que dice: Alasén acabó trabajando en el McDonald's. El otro, pues hizo esto. El otro se casó y no sé qué. ¿Sabes? Los típicos comentarios al final de una peli genérica de Antena 3 del sábado.
What a whirlwind of a story.
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the...
Still, now's a good time to make our next move.
It's time to make a
Bueno, el
plan.
Raman ese no es un mierdas.
Indeed.
Bueno, técnicamente es como un
These events are a
infiltrado.
flagrant transgression of the rules in every...
So,
Crush the sages
Bueno, no es infiltrado
and
porque
rescue our god.
sigue al otro dios, no
That
algo.
is our ultimate goal.
Well, let's...
The next time we gather here, we...
Yep, it'll work.
Y se acaba aquí, ¿no? Y ya lo dejamos para el plan de... Bueno, haría que siguiera aquí
Don't
leyendo.
rush. Take it slowly.
He's starting.
Would you like me to lend...
No way.
I was joking. I know my book...
Ugh, you're still.
Dejemos aquí al Lassen con sus libros de segundo de bachillerato.
you must let me know if there's... Though I cannot leave Aru Village, I've never felt as roused as this when fighting. I suppose this must...
Estaba relajada. ¿Tú qué?
In
¿Tú
the
qué planeas?
past, if we can find a way to change all of
Este
this,
se huele a algo
will
porque
this
él
nation become a better
tiene el
place?
mismo casco que el otro dios. Igual es descendiente del rey Desierto o algo así. Voy a hablar con ella.
The past few days have been some of the most... And none of it'll earn me a single mora. I can't believe it.
Bueno, Duñazar
On the bright side,
de
dear.
chill.
You've got a point.
Paimon would buy.
That's it? Well, here's hoping that everything...
Vale, pues hasta aquí.
Take it easy.
Voy a dejarlo por aquí. Buah. Mucho lore. Ha estado guay la misión. Aunque me sabe un poco mal porque es muy... Buah, tengo ganas de estas dos. La misión es muy de historia, así que si hay gente a la que no le gusta la historia, pues va a ser un coñazo para ellos. Pero a mí me está molando. Y nos han dado esto. Y no sé si habré subido el árbol lo suficiente. Voy a abrir una de estas. Este mismo. Y vamos al ajo gigante. Y lo dejamos por ahí. El abismo creo que lo haré por mi cuenta. Tampoco es para tanto. Es el mismo que el de hace 2 semanas. Que yo sepa.
A chest full of valuables.
Y voy a usar los equipos de siempre. Y bueno, en streaming ya es que me he hecho mucho. Creo que llevo 6 horas o algo así. Sí, llevo 6 horas y media. Debería comer algo también. Así que eso. Voy a dejarlo por aquí. Quería ir al árbol este. Ah, sí. Antes que nada. A ver si con esto ya hemos completado la misión esta. A ver si podemos hacer diarias. Entre lo del desierto y tal, yo me imagino que tendré un 20%. Ole. 20% por aquí. Pim, 100. Y otros 100. Y por fin puedo hacer las misiones estas. Ah, siguen siendo de lucha, ¿eh? Pensaba que no. Ah, pues entonces no las hago en directo. Pensaba que serían diferentes. ¿Y estas? 8 de comida. Azúcar. Matar dragones de ruinas. Bueno, lo típico. Pero bueno, ahora ya podemos completar esto. Que me he quedado súper atrás y hay gente que lo tiene al nivel 7 probablemente. Que las salas molan mucho. Es que el tema de exploración es lamentable. ¿Cómo puedo llevar un 20%? Que cuando salió Inazuma, en un día ya lo tenía al 100%. Bueno. Ha ido subiendo, ¿eh? 70, 50, más o menos. No está mal. Bueno, 2. Molaría poder hacer un zoom out completo del mapa. Y bueno, a ver si para el siguiente streaming los tengo al 80 estos. Voy a dejarlo por aquí. Y nos vemos en otro directo. Buenas noches.